So Singaporeans came up in defense of the dormitory workers.
Yeah, they say you all shouldn't have done this.
Then the dormitory workers be like, stop helping.
Why is there a pole dancer here? I'm so angry. I'm so angry. This is your daily Ketchup. Gong Xi Fat Cai, everybody! Today we have a new member with us who is actually an old member of the company who is now back. Hello, Jared.
Oh, hi. Hey, welcome back.
Talking show, bro.
Hi.
So as part of the everyone in our department must come onto the show one time at least, Jared is here on the show. So there's been quite a lot of things that happened over Chinese New Year break, and let's touch on those. This Reddit post says, nonsense online influenza pulling some weird ass Chinese New Year money game. So what happened is that this guy who is known as Hakao Hank, he put on his Insta story that if you paylah him and Ang Pao, within 24 hours, whoever paylahs him the highest amount of money, right, they will win even more money than they had. So they'll get back their capital plus win some money lah. The top two people paylah him 2,000 and 2,888. 2,888 won, but Miss 2,000 messaged him and say, not fair, because you say paylah game. Paylah maximum transfer limit is $2,000.
Ooh.
And she felt like her $2,000 like went to waste lah. Like she just gave away 2K when she thought that she rigged the system and she can win. From his point of view is that in Singapore, we kind of use PayLah, PayNow or bank transfer quite interchangeably. So regardless of what you use, it's just as long as you got transfer him money, then you win lah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he also did not specify this and he had referred to the game as the PayLah game throughout, which is the girl's defense. So eventually what happened was they held a poll to see how much money they should return the girl. Right. So it ranges from, I think, like the amount she should have won to return her initial capital, return half or zero. But then he got into quite a bit of trouble for it lah, because number one is pretty much illegal gambling. And then number two...
Sweepstake is illegal.
Yeah. And
Sweepstake is this, the design.
Yeah. So like even if companies want to run like giveaways, right, they always give voucher, they don't give you cash. Cash is illegal.
I feel like I would have voted to give her zero.
Yeah,
many people
voted
did.
Zero actually.
Because she says that she found a loophole, that's why she can win, right? But this other person obviously found a better loophole lah.
No, but
she just gave maximum, right?
Yeah, she gave maximum.
I know, which is what she thinks is the loophole. But somebody else realized that, oh, I can pay you through PayNow and pay even more than the 2K limit.
The thing is, I think the 2,888 one maybe got his personal number, that's why. Yeah. So what was interesting, right, was that I was at Ryan's office, Ryan from Overkill. So we were gambling until middle of the night, and so I met a bunch of people, and it was a very, very fun night. Like I always play like blackjack every year was like $2, $4, that kind of one, right? After that, you start hearing your friends, but then they're like, wow, I lost 2K last night. Then you're like, what the f? I need to play 1,000 hands and lose all to lose 2K, you know? So it's like, what the heck? Then that night was that night that I suddenly play at that level because somehow I was the dealer. So I won quite a fair bit that night. Hey. So everybody looked familiar because like Ryan's famous friends, right? But I don't really know them. We've never actually met. We just kind of know each other. I don't know whether they kind of know me, but I kind of know them, right? The next night, I was lying in bed, scrolling Reddit.
Counting his winnings.
Reddit.
Then I saw this influencer, so I must click this kind of thing. Yeah, what if it's like one of your or what, right? So then,
sure, not me.
Yeah, okay.
So then I clicked. Then I was like, hey, this is the dude that I played with lah. And then he said that, then I'm like, the first thought was, did I win too much money? Let's get him back.
Yeah, but then, hustle though.
So his main contention, right, is that is PayLah, and PayLah interchangeable. And of which I think it was a 50-50 because I went to vote just to see the result. After that, he also said this thing. If you know me, you will know that money means very little to me. Yeah. I'm sure there are a lot of people that's really like that. And then, so he did a sponsored post, right, for POSB on like, or DBS and whatnot. Like, take a picture with Cai Sen Ye, that kind of thing. I take a selfie with Cai Sen Ye, stand to win some shit. Someone in the comment section basically did a callback to this thingy to say like, oh, they want to scam money. That kind of shit lah. I forgot exactly what was the context. And then he replied, then the Hakao Hang replied, I mean, his name is Nick. So he replied, do you want $500? To this guy that's trying to say that he's scamming people's money because he literally is just trying to play a game. And now that I know him as a person after one night of hanging out,
he's not trying to steal people's
money. I do
money
believe that he really just want to play because he was super reckless. when he was gambling, and he pay out money like it's nothing to him also.
Right.
Yeah. So this person's like trying to be arrogant back, right? Don't want to be like, oh, like sorry, yes, you know. He's like, oh, all I need, right, is this amount of money to round off my holdings of 5 Bitcoin, just to show people that he also got money lah. Then Nick just replied, sure, give me your pay now. Then that guy that gave him the hate message, right, deleted all his messages.
Wow.
It's very strange to see how people can just change their stance like that.
This is like Mr. Beast on a micro level.
Yeah.
But yeah, so actually the vote was quite split between the 2K, which is her initial capital, and 0. Cause she lose ma. Which was quite interesting lah. But in the end, 2K won. So he returned her the money. But as in, he was saying that like when she DM him to explain her situation lah, then he got say like, how about I put the slider for you to let people decide how much money you should get. But so when the slider averages out, either way she will get some form of compensation ma. But then she say, oh, don't want, like she want to do poll.
Yeah.
So
it's all or nothing.
Wow.
So from that, like he felt that like she's also quite reckless with this, and she's the kind that want to gamble.
Yeah.
You know, then it make him feel like,
if you want to gamble, why you're not willing to lose, right?
Do I really want to give you back this money, you know? But people's problem was that they felt that he was cheating money from his followers lah, because we don't know how many more people transferred him the money, and they probably didn't get any money back ma. Some people call it damage control, some people just say that this is who he is lor, which I think like based on John's description is probably just who he is. So
I think
after
it just wasn't a well thought out like
Yeah, it just
mechanic.
wasn't very well thought out.
No, because to him it's just
A game.
Let's just play this lor. Like I don't think he thought that it would become so serious.
I mean, he
also.
did say he expected people to transfer in $10, $20, that kind. Then like the person that give him $60 maybe get $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it became 2000, 2008.
Yeah. So after that, what happened was that everybody who voted $0, right, which is voted return this girl $0. Then he thought like, I vibe with you. So he decided to give out money, like randomly draw a name from this bunch of people and then give them money. $500+ also. What?
I read somewhere like there was this comment that say like he can collect all this money, then at the end of the day he can just rig it by just having someone
His friend
to just transfer him a higher amount.
Yeah.
And then he just take all the money.
Eat everyone else.
Eat
right?
everyone else.
But now that I met the guy, I should stop meeting people. You can't really say anything.
No drama.
now.
You can't be a judge lah, John.
Yeah, I can't be an asshole is the problem.
What are you drinking, Uncle Dan?
Why, it's SKN and my coffee!
You mean skinny coffee?
Skinny cocoa is made with African mango seed, and its coffee is made with Garcinia cambogia. It promotes bowel movement and helps you maintain a healthy gut. It's also effective in weight management. What's more, it helps to reduce water retention. It's also effective in weight management.
Scary, sia.
Wow, it's actually really nice. And if you're like Alison, you're not into coffee, Kinohimitsu also has a cocoa drink with a rich and smooth chocolatey taste.
And Kinohimitsu is giving away 2 boxes of skinny coffee and 2 boxes of skinny cocoa to one winner worth $160. All you have to do is comment down below what your morning routine is, or comment down below one thing you do in the morning even when you're in a rush.
So leave your name and your IG handle down below in the comment section. We'll pick one winner and contact you if you win. That's right, we're going to contact one winner by the first week of March, and we'll contact you via Instagram.
The second thing is on a slightly, I don't know whether it's a brighter note, but Chinese New Year pole dancing.
Oh, I love that one.
You love pole dancing.
No, isn't it so funny? We are making a sport out of everything. I was just showing it to Pat. It was Charlene, like she went to work out at her pole. Then I'm like,
She went to work out with the
you go pay money to learn this shit and call it sport already. Like, I mean, all
You know
respect
how
to
difficult it is or
no,
not?
but no, sure. Like I'm not taking away from it, but wow, we really just as a society, right, where we are going with everything. It's like, is it not weird?
If you take anything seriously, then it becomes a sport.
If bowling
Yeah.
can be a sport, right? So can pole dance.
If spelling bee is a sport.
As in, no hate to the people that do it, but I have a lot of friends that do it, and when they do it, they will really dress like they belong, you know,
On the
on the
pole.
pole. Then some
Dress
might
like a
wear
stripper.
heels. Then this is like
No, is there
they
any...
do the spread. Just like wow. Then you post on Instagram. It's like have we gone there? How did y'all think like the stripper pole came about? You think it
Fireman.
started in a fire station? Like, because if there was a pole and a girl was dancing, she'll use the pole. But who put the pole?
There was a pillar that was needed for that building to stand, and then she started dancing around that pillar.
Then they're like, every time she goes there, we can't see her.
Oh, we like
So we eat dinner.
So do you want to guess what is the problem people have that the dormitory operators invited a pole dancer to celebrate Chinese New Year?
The pole dancing has nothing to do with Chinese New Year.
That is one. They are saying that we don't know what are the religious backgrounds of these workers, and we also don't know like whether the countries that they come from, this is considered like haram, you know. So like, because in the TikTok video that went viral, at one of the movements where like I think like she opened her leg or she slide down or whatever, right? Then one of the people in front got like face palm.
Right.
So it's like, did they really enjoy the?
Also, okay. So Singaporeans came up in defense of the dormitory workers.
Yeah, they say you all shouldn't have done this.
Then the dormitory workers be like, stop helping. Next year they can line down, say like, please.
No, but what I'd be very interested to find out is who thought that pole dancing was a good idea to celebrate Chinese New Year for migrant workers. Like, it just seems like such a weird connection throughout. Like,
It feels like the first idea and they took it.
No, it's the council that's been doing this year after year
Yeah.
after year.
yeah, it's like, hey, let's
Then
change things up lah.
Then one
It's
of the auntie go for pole dancing already. Then she like, hey, I got a
I
friend.
can ask my instructor to
Yeah.
come. That's exactly what happened, by the way.
that sounds very plausible.
Cheryl.
That sounds very plausible.
What actually happened is that, hello everybody, like, share, scrub side, turn on the notification bell so that you will get what this year. If not, you will not get what this year. Not my fault, huh? Back to the episode. The operator said that, right, they actually engaged an event company to conduct like Chinese New Year like festivities. So the event company provided a proposal of a list of popular acts that migrant workers enjoy and are held in other dorms.
Right.
So pole dancing was one of these. Then they go and choose pole dancing.
So there have been
Right.
pole dancing performances in other dorms
Just
before.
not TikTok viral.
This has been market tested lah. That's what they're
Allegedly,
saying
that's what
lah.
they're saying. Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy for them though.
Yeah.
I've never seen a live pole dance.
I think we need to do it for research purposes.
Sick.
I don't think that in Singapore.
TDK vlogs. Ah.
Oh, we try ah.
It'd be damn gross, I went to a strip club in Vegas with Pat, right? And it came highly recommended by Jade. So what I learned, right, is that most strip clubs in Vegas don't do full nudity because they want to serve alcohol and they actually make more money from selling alcohol, right? So there are some that do full nudity and there's only a handful, maybe 3 or 4. There we were and we went at a weird timing, like too early, that kind, like maybe like 9, that kind.
Oh, that's really too
Because we
early.
sleep, because you know what time we sleep, lah.
PM.
Yeah. we sat at the back first, right? And then we looked at many of these strippers and basically they are around with their patrons.
Nice.
What?
Yeah, that was a really good one.
And then, but then every song, one of them is their turn to go onto the stage to strip and dance for the duration of, I want to say 1 song, but they crop the song into 2 minutes.
So they're fully clothed. Only the one that goes up.
Yes.
Okay,
But they are in lingerie. But when they go backstage, they maybe wear fireman.
Right.
You feel me? Then, but by the end of their set, they'll be naked. There was an Asian dude, right, that sat at the corner on the stage, and he would give like one note at a time. And then I was like, wow, is he giving $100 bills? So then this guy walks there and he gives something like, either it's a very thin stack of very high bills or it's one very big bill, right? Because the girls go over there and like some like motorboat or like spread, like take out and spread in his face, that kind of one. And then I'm like,
Wait, what is motorboat?
Oh, really? So innocent.
what's motorboat? I also don't know.
The breast, your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that lah, okay?
No, not that.
Pat and I was gonna leave already, right? So we decided, okay, maybe we say 3 more songs, then we chow. So for the 3 more songs, we went to sit at the front. Then I see what that guy did, right? And he's just giving $1, And it was
all
so
it takes.
it was so surprising that the value he got for his dollar. Yeah, and like and so like because we got prepared. And also when you buy drinks, right? So they give you back all in $1.
Right.
So like I think I gave like $3 bill. We bought like 2 coconut water, which is like $10 plus, right? So we got like $30 plus in $1 bill, which is a bit mildly irritating, but also they just want you to
Spend it there.
Yeah.
Make it rain.
So then you can tell. So at the end of the set, right, it feels a bit sad, but I guess this is the job. So they really just like let it, then the money drop, then they just let it, then they go as though like Every time the song ends, it feels like a police coming and you're not supposed to be doing this, so you just faster take your shit and run, that kind of vibe. Song after song, it was like that. When everybody gave, they just like throw. You know? So when like Pat and I, we're gonna go our last 3 songs already, when we just like put our $1 to just take. But and then it always feels like we give $1 only because we stack it nicely.
I have a question for as someone who hasn't like gone to a strip club. In movies, right? You know, like how strip clubs always they have stripper names. Is that true?
Mimi.
I would think so, because the names,
Destiny.
the
Like,
names
what
are
were
like
the
that.
strippers you saw? Like Crystal.
Yeah, exactly that. There's no like one Elizabeth I don't have.
What do you think they get out of it, yeah? Like I cannot picture myself. Even if I'm there, it's very awkward.
No, but it might make themselves feel good that they are like the paying customer in a sense. Like it gives them a moment of superiority.
It's actually quite interesting because you see many of the girls hanging out with their patrons, right? And they are like really trying to have like I mean, you cannot hear lah, but they're really talking and laughing. Then you would see like this damn hot like model, right? And then with these men that look like, wow, 1 foot in the grave, that kind of vibe already, right? Then suddenly they stand up, then they go to the back room. Then you know, hey, she's got a private dance, but you don't feel bad for her. It's like, you know, good for him also. It's like, and then they just go off.
Adding on to what Denise said, right? It's like if you are just a normal salaried person, right? You don't have that same power as a really rich person just getting side chicks, buying them Jaguars, and then they feel like they owe you, right? This is all you need is that $1, right? And then now she's giving all your attention to you. It feels like there's a bit of power there. Like even with my $1 notes, I feel like I'm super rich.
Did Pat enjoy it?
Yeah, I think so. So next year, Chinese New Year, we don't get line dance.
We get stripper.
Lap dance.
We get pole dancing.
Oh.
Which is
What the
different.
Yeah.
Which is
It's not the same thing, okay?
legitimate
I
workout
know it's different,
sport.
but we get stripper.
A phenomenal happened.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenon.
My wife and my cousins, they all pointed out that this year, right, the relatives never asked them when you're getting married, when you're having baby. And it feels like this movement of telling the relatives to stop asking has made headway.
Is it because they watched the Paka music video?
What's that?
To what?
Yeah.
The and Ben.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's actually parkour.
Oh, yeah. How was that cameoing?
But
You
people
had
don't
so much
know.
screen time, eh?
Yeah,
Like, legit,
I was so surprised.
You're full on acting.
No, I want to say, right, a lot of my parts got cut out because I couldn't act properly. Like, Denise really had like proper acting side. But then I think they realized I couldn't act right, so they just went to close-ups of the other talent.
But I do feel like the general vibe of Chinese New Year is that a lot of people tell me that like they don't have the Chinese New Year vibes this year. I don't know whether it's like too early or what, but then like my visiting schedule, everything, right, is all screwed up also.
I think because of the rain. It didn't feel hot, you know. Chinese New Year was supposed to feel damn hot and scorching. But the rain just made it so
The weather
dampened.
though.
Great, it's
It was
great.
great.
It's great. It was like 21 degrees.
But it's so cold, it's like, and then I cannot on aircon also.
Yeah.
It's like my
Yeah.
toes.
I feel like this was the first opportunity for a lot of like bigger groups to gather again since COVID.
Yeah, did we like forget how to
Right. A bit
do
weird
Chinese
as well.
New Year already?
Yeah.
I agree.
Could be like more
Another busted thing, like my friend on this topic, right, was that he realized also that like many people's grandparents bust because the COVID years, then either loneliness or maybe COVID, right, or COVID itself and whatnot, right? So like in the last 2 years, many people have lost their grandparents.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So they're all no HQ. Then the children don't get to shit together. Yeah.
Actually, I have that thought also. Like, I feel like the moment my parents' generation like not around anymore, right? I don't know who I'm even going to visit during Chinese New Year.
Yeah, it's the same for me. So like I drive back to KL, right? It was freaking like 20 hours altogether on the road. But like
Crazy.
because my parents are now the oldest in that generation already, right? We just stay at home. So like because we used to drive back to Penang because that's where my parents' were. But now
Right.
that my parents are based in KL and then all our relatives are in Penang, then there's literally no one around. So we just stay at home and then we just have dinner at home.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's like
we,
the
we
mood.
did bring this up before, I think, but it was also about how we have shifted and the value of the extended family is less prioritized now than it was back then.
Yeah, I buy that. Yeah. Speaking of Chinese New Year, people are getting cancelled for calling it Chinese New Year.
Yeah, like how we might get cancelled after this, who knows? So there's been quite a debate between whether it should be called Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year. It was actually quite funny because there was one specific like K-pop group that kind of bore the brunt of it. So it's this quite up and coming group called New Jeans. They got a lot of viral songs recently. Anyway, so
New Jeans.
Hey, they got very addictive songs later play for you. Anyway, so one of their members she posted like, what are you bunnies doing for Chinese New Year? This kind of stuff. And then a lot of people from other parts of Asia, right, called her out saying her word choice was inappropriate because there are other parts of Asia that are non-Chinese people that also celebrate. So she should call it Lunar New Year.
Or maybe she's just not talking to them.
So then she has a bandmate. So she wrote Lunar New Year. And then after that, everybody kaopei her. Like all the Chinese fans kaopei her for saying it should be called Chinese New Year. In general, I think like Ronaldo also kena.
But Ronaldo, though, he very poor thing. He cannot for anything. Really.
And that's what happens when 500 million people follow you.
Yeah, he stayed at tie shoes people say he waste time. Tough,
Is this a tomato?
Like can't win kind of thing, is it?
As in, to me, it's like lunar calendar, so Lunar New Year. I call it Chinese New Year.
Wait, we've been calling it Chinese New Year for like
Ever.
right? Like
It's like
I'm not the only-
interchangeable.
But I do say Lunar New Year when you are not Chinese.
I think it depends on the recipient. If the other person is Chinese, then Chinese.
But if you are doing it on social media, blasting out to 3 million fans, this is also difficult.
Can put Chinese/lunar.
Yeah, I was thinking that just put the slash. Or just say
can say
happy
新年
holidays.
快乐.
Happy
Yeah.
holidays.
But Happy Holidays is like a...
Christmas thing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's
But
like
Sing Nian
a
Kuai Le is
thing.
also in Chinese. So in Korean, there's a whole different word for it.
Seollal or something.
Seollal, yeah. SEOLLAL.
LLAL.
Anyway, they have
Seollal.
both since
Yeah.
deleted their posts.
So it's New Year's.
Seollal.
Like the short form is we always say happy CNY, right? It's
Yeah.
never happy LNY.
Hey, no, I've been seeing a lot.
happy, but
No, I've been seeing
LNY.
I've been seeing a lot, and they are the very overly woke one.
Yeah,
Like,
them cringy, yeah.
like so the comments from like the people from China saying that it's Chinese New Year, right? It was widespread. Yeah, I saw a lot of people saying like, scolding, like people from China scolding other races from saying, stop trying to steal our holiday. It's Chinese New Year.
Where was this last year? Or the year before? Like,
Or like 20 years ago.
people want to kind of gay gao this stupid thing.
It is TikTok. The kind of commenters that comment on TikTok.
What about short form videos that make people so aggressive, you think?
Like I just think people have lack of context.
When you're married now, right? And that people know you're married, right? So you don't get the accidental uncle that try and give you Ang Pao. Then you're like, oh, I'm married. Then he's like, never mind, just take. When you get now it's like well established that you're married, right? Whenever someone outside of your parents give you the Ang Pao, wow, emotional ones, yeah. I don't know how to tell you. Like the feeling damn real, yeah. Like just like, nah. Then it's like, oh, I'm married. It's like, I know. And they just give you, it's like, how many Ang Paos did I get this year? I got 4. That's one more than last year. Last year I got 3. This you next year.
I've only received 4 and I've only been receiving 4.
Oh, you've only been receiving 4?
Yeah, it's quite sad.
Oh, no, you're breaking my... Oh, yeah. What's this Uno reverse?
No, and the worst part is that, I mean, not worst part, I'm happy too, but I've been giving Ang Pao to like my niece and nephews already, so I've been
Right.
quite used to it.
Why? Cause like
He got money, bro.
No, it's I've always had uncles and aunts who were not married, who also gave me when I was young. So I always felt the need to like, if I have a younger generation in my family, I'll give.
Do you know how much money you give out like every year? Like on
Oh,
average?
that's what I know.
yeah, I have a whole Excel sheet for it.
Yeah, I also have access.
You gotta plan those Ang Paos.
So because you gotta know how much denomination to change.
Yeah, you can't give random one.
What I do want to know as someone who's about to get married from the married people in the panel, right? How do you determine the denominations and then who falls under those denominations? So how many tiers of Ang Paos you have? Who falls under what?
You need the tutorial.
So parents are on their own tier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so no one else is on that tier.
Okay.
There is the children where the parents matter to you.
Okay, your sister's kids.
Then there is relatives, but their parents don't matter to me.
Okay.
Another tier.
My tier is just whoever I need to give lah. Like in the traditional sense. Okay, so my parents, I confirm need to give. My godmother, I'm gonna give it to her also. Then the rest is just kids, what?
Oh no, I got.
No, but what
Very-
if like I don't know, you might someone serving your icon that day during the 15 days, do you give Ang Pao to them?
Oh, that's why I don't.
Yeah, I realized those people actually give more in the end. Because like they work on during those periods.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like if you go to your friend's condo, then you can another security guard. Then you give because they're full of working.
Correct.
I'm thinking, right, it's such a great opportunity if you're a Grab driver on Chinese New Year. Every price
give you Ang
is
Pao, man.
every price is times 3. You don't need the Ang Pao.
Right.
Everywhere you go, the pricing is times 3.
You think people purposely work on that day because they know they can get Ang
There
Paos?
are some people that do.
Yeah.
And also like when you go house visiting, honestly, there's nothing much to do. So
Yeah, and I realized it's a thing. Like someone is saying, "Oh, so my parents bi nian." So this was a term that's new to me and sound like such an official little Chinese thing. It just means during Chinese New Year, I jiao and avoid the country, and it's a thing. It's a thing that what are you doing next this Chinese New Year? Oh, I bi nian. Means I'm gonna flee from this whole
So
celebration.
you don't have to pay.
Yeah, so I don't give ang pao, I don't receive ang pao, I don't buy nian, nobody buy nian for me.
Recently, because I don't get much ang pao in general during Chinese New Year one. This year I forget, I didn't bring a bag on 2E, so then my ang pao mixed with my brother one, but it's just a duplicate lah. Every ang pao look the same. Then after that I asked my brother to just separate half and give me. But then he saw got one ang pao, right? It's different color, but clearly the design language is the same. So then he want to open to check what, like, is the number the same lah. So then after that he open and check, right? Then he goes like, who the heck is giving $4? Then after that I say, this ang pao's from 99. Then my 99 got dementia or then he straight away his face changed, he damn guilty. He don't know how to recover from this.
Dementia, then she don't know that like there's inflation or what.
No, she got no sense of income and all that one.
But she wasn't there when he exclaimed.
No, she didn't give the ang pao also. It's just like
Somebody
her
just
family
pass on
members will
lah.
pack for her and then just give out to people.
Yeah, I don't
lah.
believe in this packing or this ang pao thing. I also told my relatives when they pass me like, oh, this one is for your sister's 2 kids, right? Then like if they're not here, don't give.
Huh?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
You know, yo, this is a made up construct that suddenly people let's just give money to everybody. But I think the basic thing, right, used to be that the younger people or the juniors or the family will come and pay tribute and respect to the elder of the family. What is this that, my boy not coming because he tired, he's sleepy. Then, now I pass you money, you give. No lah. At least you can't say hi to me and wish me Happy New Year. What is this for now? Myself, I pay now you. I pay now, I want to do this recurring, I pay you every month. What the You used to travel interstates or kampong to kampong, and then you will come and visit your elders. And so, okay lah, then you have more to give, you will share with your wider family. But this what? Ang pao pass, I cannot say. Like, to me, it's like, no. If you cannot come and visit, I enforce it for other people also. People that pass me ang pao to pass to other people, I say don't need. Keep.
I have a different take, but I think it's maybe dependent on the circumstances because like I've lived overseas and now I have cousins that live overseas, right? Because of studies or whatever, and they really cannot come back because it's too expensive. So like it's really that little like reminder of love. Because I remember like February I won't be in Chinese New Year. Then when I come back in June for the summer break, right, or the winter break or whatever, and to see that stack of ang pao that my sister helped me collect or that back in the younger days, right? Then it feels like okay, like they thought of me or they remembered me. And so like even now with all the cousins, even if I'm in KL and then my wife family is Penang, right? If we have one relative going to Penang, right, after reunion night, there's just a pack of ang pao that is going to be shipped to that side. And
No, I guess if you have a relationship with an ongoing relationship, it's okay.
I didn't know that you're also supposed to say like, you go and give the orange to people at their house, right? Their parents or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think you're supposed to say Xin Nian Kuai Le, right? Then on top of that, right, you need to say another 4-letter word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Which is-
four-letter
I didn't
word.
know. Just the person. You're looking fine today. Nice chong sam.
Okay.
This just gave me a bit of like PTSD because like I had an ex-girlfriend, right, where we couldn't start eating until all the kids, and there were like at least 20 of us in the house during that time, had to say a 4-word like phrase each.
Yeah.
It was so scary because I didn't even speak Chinese and she didn't know, and I was trying to impress.
Wow.
Thankfully, right, by the time I think my turn was like number 13, no one used 恭喜发财.
Oh yeah, it must all be different, right?
Yeah. I just 恭喜发财.
Everybody skip answer number 1.
Yeah, everyone just use the Yusheng like phrases.
Yeah.
I'm also always weirded out that like Chinese New Year is so money centric.
Everything is about money.
Yeah.
Fa cai.
Like I feel like the main greeting of 恭喜发财 is a weird greeting to begin with.
Yeah.
And like Ronnie Chen calls it, I hope you get rich. But it's not even that. It's congratulations on being rich.
Yeah.
So it's like wow, you're rich. As a greeting, that's so weird. Like we're just celebrating a new year. Now it's like, let's just pretend everybody's rich. Like in the past, because my Chinese is terrible and I don't know any idioms, right? So then you just go with the same few idioms, right? Then I realized that's so impersonal. I feel like I have better things to say to my grandfather or grandmother. Then so like I think 2-3 years ago, I give ownself permission to just like speak in English, and just give your wishes and blessings for them, as opposed to like
Right.
go and recycle your generic forwards.
There's a forward saying about health, right?
身体
身体
健康啊。
健康。
长命百岁. 长命百岁 means hope you live until 100 years old.
Wow, but what if they are 99 already? Yeah.
One more year.
No, but the 2 old people that I said this to, they say 不要啦, 不要 They say 健康就好.
It's
Then
true.
I go above and beyond, then they don't like.
Now we're looking for quality of life, not longevity.
Thank you for watching today's episode. Happy Lunar Chinese New Year! Comment down below what is your porn star name. So your porn star name, right, is your name, but change the first letter to P, since just now we're talking about strippers.
Ponatan.
Haniel?
Oh my gosh, she's penis.
Okay, so see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
I went to visit an uncle. He said you so late then come and give me the oranges. Then I realized I'm actually just the second person to give him oranges. And then he got this mentality of wanting to say that to me. And then he's like, you go outside, you come in again. Because basically I went in, I needed to take a shit. I take a shit, I washed my hands, I came out, then I gave him the kama. Right? And so, but he didn't know that.
I think that's why he made you go out and come back.
Wait, what color is your orange? What color is your orange?
Mother